Hey guys, welcome to Easy English with Mel. My name is Mel and I'm so happy to have you back here. Today I'm talking about, well, future tense, but I wanted to just pop in quickly and say that if you haven't seen the present tense or the past tense video yet, stop now, go back and watch those ones first, because actually those tenses are going to be important for helping you learn future tense. And future tense can be a little bit complicated, but no worries, we're not getting into anything complicated today. Today is very, very easy English with Mel. So don't worry about that. But as we dive more into learning more about future tense in the future, it's going to be important that you have a good grasp of present tense and of course past tense, right? We need those. It's kind of like our foundation, our building blocks to moving on to future tense. Because did you know that you can actually use simple present tense to talk about the future? Yeah, you can. And you can use present progressive to talk about the future as well. Like, think about when we say things like going to, I am going to buy a car, right? That is talking about the future, but it's also in present progressive tense. Or when we say something like, my train arrives at 5 p.m. That's simple present, but it's happening in the future. So that's why it's really important to make sure you know your present tense and of course past tense before you dive right in to learning about future tense. But if you're ready for it, let's go. This lesson, I promise you, it's not difficult. We're going to cover the basics about simple future, future progressive, future perfect, and future perfect progressive. So stick around and enjoy. All right, so to get started, we'll start with the simple future. This is really simple. We are just going to use will plus our infinitive, right? So subject first, I will drive home this evening. A very simple sentence to talk about what I will be doing. So when we're using simple future, we can use will plus our verb to say what we will do. Or we could say, she will do her homework tonight. It will rain tomorrow. Another thing to mention is that when we use the word will, you will often see that it is contracted, so that it won't be I will, it will actually be I'll. Or instead of he will, it'll be he'll. She will becomes she'll. It will becomes it'll, right? So I'll, he'll, she'll, it'll, okay? So instead of saying it will rain tomorrow, we could say it'll rain tomorrow, okay? So it just shortens it up a little bit, it'll rain. All right, next we have future progressive, also known as future continuous. So this is used when we are talking about something that will be happening in the future. Okay, so how we do this? We have will plus be plus our verb and ing. If you're familiar with the previous tenses that we've talked about, past and present, you're familiar with using this structure with the ing. And now we're just using will because it's about the future. What is happening in the future? So let's use our contraction here. I'll be thinking of you. So maybe you are talking about something that is happening in the future. Maybe you're wishing somebody well, they have an exam tomorrow, and you will say, I'll be thinking of you. I hope you do well, I'll be thinking of you. Right? So that's something that's going to be happening in the future. Another example is, he'll be driving home by then. Okay, so something that's happening in the future that he will be doing is he will be driving. So we're talking about a situation where maybe you're saying, oh, I will call him at 4 o'clock. And maybe somebody else says, well, he'll be driving by then. All right, so don't call him because he'll be driving by then, okay? It will or it'll be snowing at that time. Maybe you've looked at the weather and you know that there is a snowstorm coming, and so you want to make sure that people get to where they need to go before it snows. So don't leave too late because it will be snowing at that time. All right, next we have future perfect. So we would use future perfect to talk about something that is going to happen in the future but will be done by a certain time. Okay, so for this we use will have plus the past participle. So for example, you are talking about something that is happening in the future, and maybe you would say he will have finished. So we've got that past tense, that past participle. He will have finished the race by then. So something is either completed or finished. It's come to an end at some point, right? It's still happening in the future, but at this point, we know that it is completed. Let's see. She will have completed her degree at that point. She will have completed her degree at that point. So maybe somebody is looking to hire someone and they are still in school, but they won't start until after their degree has finished. Somebody might say, she will have completed her degree by then. So by the time that we want to hire her, she will have completed her degree. All right, so our last one is future perfect progressive or continuous. So with this one, this is talking about something that is happening in the future and it is continuing. All right, so it has happened and it continues to happen. So for this one, we will use the will plus have been plus our verb and then progressive, continuous, using that ing. So let's see. Our subject, I, make that contracted together. I'll have been teaching English for 20 years this summer. I'll have been teaching English for 20 years this summer. So if we're talking about something that is still happening, still teaching English, it's been for a certain amount of time, and at this point in the summer, it will have been 20 years. But it's not over. We continue to teach English. I have not been teaching English for 20 years, but maybe somebody has. All right, okay, let's think of another one. He'll have been playing the guitar for 4 months this Saturday. All right, so it continues to go on, and he's reached his 4-month milestone. So it still continues, and we're talking about the future, but also about a length of time, okay? That is future tense. If you have any questions, please let me know, and don't forget to go back and watch the present and the past tense videos that I have created. And don't forget, if you liked this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a like, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. I am super happy to make these videos. I love to do it, and I love to hear your feedback on what you thought and what you learned and what you would like to hear in the future. All right, so thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.